snack. I was like, is this giving me white diamonds? Because we're not trying to smell like an old lady. But I mean, how could you lose? How can you lose when all the fragrances are already chose for you? But for me, if I'm date night, then I'm trying to smell sexy. I'm trying to give snack. Like, that's my vibe. All typed in LATAFA, it pulled up Lotto, big Lotto girl. But no, we talking about LATAFA perfumes. That's giving luxury. That's giving expensive, what are you wearing type vibe.
She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance. Now I hit the FBO with duffels in my hands. I did half a zan, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light, like a light, like a light. Slept through the flight. Now I hit the
Hi dolls, Teshiamonique back again with another video for you guys, and I'm super excited for this one today because I have been obsessed and loving these 5 fragrances that I picked up from Amazon, you guys, and you would not believe that these are high quality. They smell amazing and I love them. They're so affordable, but you really get a bang for your buck. Pick these up and have some really clutch, really nice staple fragrances in your collection at a fraction of the price, because these are nowhere near the hundreds that we're spending on designer perfumes. Today I have 5 of my favorite Arab perfumes. Yes, Arab perfumes, girl, get into it. I had been seeing these all over TikTok and I had to try them out. I had to see if they were really giving what the girls were saying that they are giving, and they are giving. So I can attest to it. I highly recommend these, and if you're interested in seeing the top 5 fragrances that I have for you guys today, then make sure to stay tuned. I have my glass of champagne because this is definitely something that is sip worthy, and you guys know I have to start off with my champagne. So grab you a glass, whatever you're drinking on. Let's toast to the good life and get into these fragrances. Okay, dolls, so these are in no particular order because I really do love them all. And if you guys have been watching TikTok or been on the planet Earth, then you've probably seen at least 1 or 2 of these. There are so many Arab perfumes that you could definitely get into and find you some staples that are really great. Your collection would benefit from any of these, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my phone here with me, and as I'm going through, I will have the perfume up. Just listen out for the notes. That way you can know if it's something that you think you'll like, and if so, I definitely recommend grabbing them, or grabbing them all like I did and then just giving them a try. In total, these came out to maybe $200 at the most, which you guys know will most likely get you 1 good bottle of perfume. Okay, so the first fragrance you guys may have heard of before. It is by the brand LATTAFA, which is a very popular Arab fragrance house, and this is one that I think is so amazing. This is a unisex fragrance, so it's definitely for my dolls and my guys, and I think that anybody would smell amazing in this because I think that it is just such a beautiful scent. It is definitely sexy. It's definitely on the warmer side. This one is Khamrah, and like I said, it is from the fragrance house LATTAFA, and it smells so good. And you have to know that this is compared all of the time to Angel Share by Kilian. I personally, and a lot of reviewers have said the same thing, and I must agree. This is a separate fragrance. It is definitely not the same as Angel Share, but it's not a dupe either. So don't get that in your mind that you are purchasing this as a dupe. It's very similar because it does have that warm, sensual, spicy yet sweet fragrance that Angel Share from Kilian is known for. But Angel Share is my signature scent. Like, bury me in Angel Share. Like, I'm gonna wear that if I'm going somewhere special, or I'm just wanting to feel sexy, but I wear it every day. It's a warm gourmand. It's giving luxury. That's giving expensive, what are you wearing type vibe. I do wear warm scents all year round because it just, to me, it's a vibe, and it just depends on the setting and your mood. And this is definitely one that you will get a lot of compliments on. Let me pull up the notes like I was saying so that I can tell you dolls exactly what's going on with this fragrance. I have this from Amazon. It is showing $35.79 on Amazon. You get a huge bottle, 0.4 ounces, so you're definitely gonna get money's worth and then some. This is long lasting. Oh, it smells so good. You have to try this out. I think you should just order it. If you have Angel Share, if you've ever smelled Angel Share, then that's going to give you an idea of what you're getting with this, because it's definitely similar. It's definitely similar to Angel Share if you want to kind of know what to expect in terms of the notes. But is it an exact match? I would say no, because it's different as far as the dry down. I think this one is a lot sweeter, less sharp than the Angel Share, because Angel Share just has this way of being sweet, but it's also got a little bit of sharpness in it that is crisp and a little bit of sexy in it. This one is more sweet. It does have a little bit of that sexy undertone, but it's not going to be an exact match, but it's definitely similar. We'll say more vanilla in it. Vanilla is sweet, it's warm, spicy, woody. It's definitely gourmand, like an edible, like something sweet that you would want to eat like a snack, girl. That's what I'm trying to say. Now the top notes are going to be cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot, and the middle notes are dates, praline. The base notes are vanilla, tonka beans. Of course, it's got a gorgeous bottle. I think that this is also part of the reason that everyone, well, other than the notes, of course, but compares it to the Angel Share, because it does have that similar kind of cognac or liqueur bottle as far as the perfume bottle goes as well. But it's really pretty. It's going to look great in your collection. I think the first thing that hits me in the face always is the cinnamon in it. It's definitely got some vanilla in there, but it's not as pronounced, I think, as the spiciness is what comes across to me first when it hits the nose. But it's just such an intoxicating fragrance. I get so many compliments on this. I've actually, of course, worn this standalone to try it out when I first got it. I can also say that I've mixed it with Angel Share just to see what it would give in addition to an Angel Share. And then for this one, it gives me more sweetness. This one gives me more sweetness than Angel Share does. So like I was saying, the Angel Share has more of a masculine, sultry, boozy twist on it. This one is more of a sweet in terms of top notes and the dry down for me. This one dries down sweet, it smooths out, and it does have a little powder element in there, but you still smell that warm vanilla. Vanilla is heavy in this one, and it reminds me of the K. Ali vanilla perfume in it a lot. So it's a lot of vanilla, a lot of cinnamon, sensual smell, really sexy smell. You have to smell this. Highly recommend this. Like I said, I got this from Amazon. Not expensive at all, but definitely worth it. 3.4 ounces, you guys. Are you kidding me? And also it's long lasting. So I've sprayed this on, but I'm also an oversprayer, and you should be too if you want your fragrances to last. It has a great projection. It creates a really nice scent bubble around you. I've worn this, no joke, coming from like the parking garage to the fourth floor of my office, and I definitely have left a scent trail because people have told me, you know, we'll get upstairs and it's like, oh my God, I smelled you in the parking garage, or I was walking behind you and this, you smell amazing, what are you wearing? I've gotten that several times, and I'm like, okay, you know, because for me as an oversprayer, stand up. A lot of times you'll spray because it's creating a scent bubble around you. Don't always smell your own fragrance, but with this one, I have had moments where I may move a certain way, or I get up and then as I'm walking back, I'm like, ooh, somebody smells good. What is that? Who is that? And then I'm like, it's you. It's you, sis. It's me. Smelling like a whole snack out here. So I'm just telling you, if you are not ready to be a snack or to smell like a snack, then this is not for you. But if you are, definitely add this to cart, purchase. And this one that I have is not from the house of LATTAFA, but it is similar to all of what we just talked about with the Khamrah, and then of course the Angel Share. Now this one is Kismet Angel, and when I picked up these two, I was expecting both of these to give Angel Share. To give Angel Share vibes, but they are not Angel Share. So I would not tell you guys to go out and pick this up because it is an exact dupe to Angel Share. This is not even an exact dupe to this. Like, these are all standalone fragrances. So I kind of see where people gave the notion that, yeah, if you love Angel Share, you will love this, which is true. but I don't see, like, if you're looking for a dupe for Angel Share, then pick up one of these. Look very aesthetic, very pretty bottles. So these would look great with any of your, right alongside any of your designer perfumes for sure. This is definitely something that will enhance. It's definitely not going to take away from your current collection. And again, this is more of a warm, spicy fragrance. So if you like warm, spicy fragrances, sensual, gourmands, then this is definitely one that you also want to pick up, and I highly recommend. So I guess these are kind of in an order because the two that I've shown so far are definitely my top 2 of the 5. And so you saw that I reached for them really, really easily. To me, it does have more of a masculine element to it right off of the bat. It's not as sweet as the Khamrah, so this one is definitely going to give me more of that sharpness. Unisex fragrance is for guys and gals. Praline in this one as well. Top notes are vanilla, honeycomb, amber, and then the middle notes are cognac. Okay, so cognac is one that I did not see mentioned in the Khamrah, and I think that that may be that boozy element that I am smelling, and that's coming readily through on this fragrance, which I love. Cinnamon, caramel, tonka bean, and then the base note is dark chocolate. So get into it. This smells really good. And like I said, it does have more of a thickness, like a syrupy kind of sweetness that's a little not heavier in terms of like the weight of the fragrance, but heavier in terms of the depth of the fragrance. So this is going to be one for sure that's great for date nights. It's going to be great for the evenings when it's just a really intoxicating scent, especially with that cognac in there. That is going to give you that sexiness. This one is sexy. This one is giving very much sexy. Oh, it smells heavenly. This smells really good. So like I said, I have been wearing the fragrances. I've probably had them about a month now because I wanted to definitely test them out and give you guys and dolls a really in-depth but very honest perspective from wearing it versus just like a first impressions. And I really like this one. This is good too. I think for this one on the dry down, it does give a little bit of a powder essence of it. When it dries down, it kind of settles, but it still has that warmness, and it also has a little more of that sharpness that we tend to see with the Angel Share. I think because it has that cognac in there, that it gives it that really boozy, warm, intoxicating yet inviting fragrance to it. I think that this has a great staying power. It does create a scent trail, but again, and like you should be, overspray this. So that's definitely going to make sure that your fragrance is a little more long lasting. But if you're just going to hit it, boom, boom, and quit and say that it didn't last, is you have to know how to wear your fragrances, and you want to put it on to where, not that it's just consuming you and it's overpowering you, but you want to put it on to where it's going to make that impression and make that strong stance that you're looking for, so that, you know, hours later that it is long lasting. So I think that these both have lasting power. All of these that I'm going over today are, so without being redundant, I will say that. But so far, these are definitely my top 2. But like I said, I'm an Angel Share Killian's fanatic. I do have a lot of the keynotes in them that have attracted me, or that attract me with Angel Share. So these are definitely my top 2 for what I'm going to show you today. But nonetheless, all of these fragrances are amazing for sure. So I do like really light, really airy, soft, feminine vibes, of course, because hello, who am I? I'm that girl. But I also wanted to have something that was a little more unique that you could put in your collection. Not a unisex fragrance as far as I know. I was like, is this giving me white diamonds? Because we're not trying to smell like an old lady, but for some reason, I don't know if it was the bottle, the color, or what, but that was my first impression, and I was not a fan when I first got this. But since then, I have aerated it a little bit. I've taken the top off. I've sprayed it out another try, and I really ended up liking this one as well. This one is very bright, and this is Yara Moi, and this is the Yara, but this is in the white bottle. I know that the pink bottle was all the rave on TikTok. It smells like something that I know. I don't know if it's ASAD by Marc Jacobs. Price on this was amazing, you guys. All of these are from Amazon, like I mentioned before, but this one I believe was the lowest of the price points, and this was like $23. So that in itself made me skeptical to order this, because I'm like, a $20 fragrance, I'm not looking for a designer imposter fragrances, something that you spray on, it's off like Bath and Body Works or something like that. It was not that. It's a lighter fragrance, so it did not last quite as long. It didn't have that longevity of like, you know, 8 to 12 hours. I would think that midday you would have to reapply this one. I've mostly worn this if I was like outdoors, or knowing that I was going to be outdoors, like for walking markets, or when I went for outdoor shopping, just something that would kind of be fresh, fun, and walking through different places, or when I've gone to like indoor sporting events. The top notes on this one, let me pull it up. It says that it's peach, jasmine. The middle notes are caramel and amber, and the base notes are patchouli and sandalwood. So that is what drew me to this one. For me, I'm saying the top notes are jasmine. Jasmine is heavy. Like, maybe that's why I'm getting that White Diamonds vibe. It's because jasmine is one of the key notes. It also says it has peach in here. A little bit of peach. But it's kind of in the middle. Like, it's kind of subtle. Like, once the fragrance is kind of already in motion, I do smell the peach in there. One side also says it has orchid in it, and that may be also that White Diamonds contributing factor. It's got to be mid, the amber that's supposed to be in here, and the sandalwood, because it's not dominant, and I don't smell it a lot on a dry down. This one is 200 milliliters, so you get quite a bit. You could definitely overspray it, play with it for $23, though. Like, you could definitely take her to brunch. I would say date night or whatever, but for me, if I'm date night, then I'm trying to smell sexy. I'm trying to give snack, like that's my vibe always. Not just for day, baby, that's all day. Like, if you want to know what Teshiamonique smells like, it's gonna be something sexy. Fresh, crisp, bright are the words that come to mind when I think of this fragrance. It's really fresh, it's really feminine, but not in a sensual kind of way. It's just a really playful fragrance is what I would say. I mean, how could you lose? How can you lose when all the fragrances are already chose for you? Like, come on, sis. The next one that I have, this one is also by LATTAFA. This is Opulent Musk, and I haven't heard a lot about this one, so I'm not sure if she's a popular girl or not, but I was really into this. I may have seen a review or two on this. The bottle is gorgeous, so get into the bottle. And I think that this was another one that I picked because I wanted to try something that was a little lighter in terms of the fragrance compositions, and something that I could just have to contrast with always wearing warmer scents, because, you know, I don't always want to be in a warm scent. You know, sometimes I do want to just kind of throw something on that's a little bit lighter, that's a little bit more airy, everybody else is not wearing. So I'm kind of that person that likes to be unique, to have things that are stand out, but also not things that are going to be highly recognized, or when you go around, somebody's gonna say, oh yeah, I know what that is, that's Baccarat Rouge. You know what I mean? I typed in LATAFA, it pulled up Lotto, big Lotto girl, but no, we talking about LATAFA perfumes. Guys, this was $20 on Amazon. The top notes are saffron and orange. The heart is dry amber and gourmand. And the base is oak moss, musk, and woods. This is also one that I would recommend mixing with another fragrance. So I've layered this with ebony woods before, and it was good. It kind of gave a little sweetness to the ebony woods, because ebony woods is masculine. The dry down on this is where it's at, because once it dries down, I think it settles in, and you do pick up some of those base notes for sure, the musk, the woods, the oak moss, and it gives you a really hearty, earthy type of smell. So I think that this is good. It could work for guys, because it's, after it settles, it does go to more of a masculine dry down, because those base notes kind of come into play. But it also still has a sweetness or a smoothness once it smooths out, that's going to give you like a powdery, fresh kind of vibe. So I can see this being something soft for a guy, a fresh smell for a guy. So this is giving unisex vibes on the dry down. I feel like you'd have to spray it, let it sit for a bit, and then give it a chance. But for all of these LATTAFA fragrances, I recommend aerating them or letting the top stay off, spraying it a little bit once you receive it, because on first spray it did have more of an alcohol-y kind of lower quality, not that it is, but that's the smell that it gave off when I first sprayed it. So I think that you kind of have to let it settle and aerate a little bit before you make your opinion on it. We're down to the last fragrance, and I'm so excited to share this one with you guys because this was not one that I found so readily all over the internet or TikTok, so I think it's still unique. This one here is from LATTAFA, House of LATTAFA as well, but this one is the Ameer Al Oud, and the bottle looks like this. I was very impressed with this one. It's an intense oud, it says, and I think that this one is a really good fragrance as well, and more maybe one that you haven't heard of yet. 100 milliliters, so as you can see, you're going to get quite a bit of fragrance on this one. On this one, I'm looking right at the LATTAFA website, and it says that the top notes are saffron and nutmeg. The heart is geranium, woody notes, and labdanum. And then the base note is oud, vanilla. The base notes are oud, vanilla, and leather. So you already know it's going to be warm. It's definitely going to be sensual. And this one is a unisex fragrance, but more so for men. And I like this one a lot. It's just got like I smell the nutmeg, I smell the saffron, just like the Opulent Musk. For sure, it's got that saffron in it, but it's not as prominent as the Opulent Musk. On this one, the saffron is coming through, so that's giving us a little earthiness, but that nutmeg is giving us a little bit of a sweet nuttiness, kind of. But not so like nutty, not like the K. Ali gelato, which has a lot of pistachio, but that nutty fragrance in there. But this one does have the elements of nutmeg in there. The saffron is prominent, and then the vanilla is there. So to me, that gives it a little bit of sweetness. Oh, it's got a good undertone. Leather is in here, so that's giving a lot of warm. Oud, of course. It's sweet. It's got a sweetness in there, which is what I'm wanting to say is allowing for it to be unisex. It's got a really smooth undertone. It's giving a little boozy to me. Not, of course, as much booze as a Killian's, but it's got that leather in there that's making it sensual. Oh, it smells really good. I really like this one a lot. The dry down, it kind of all comes together. Oh, it smells really good. You have to smell this. It's so unique. I haven't smelled anything like it. It's got a warmness to it that's inviting. The scent trail on this one is amazing, and it's also got a great projection. So I think this would be great for men, but I think for women as well, it would be great because it's got that sensuality aspect of it. I could see this being an evening fragrance for sure, a bedtime fragrance for sure. Subtleness that kind of makes you wonder, kind of guess what it is that you're wearing, but that leather in there really makes it a standout fragrance for me because I think it goes great for unisex. This would be so sexy on a guy. It's giving very sensual for a woman. I love this, and everyone is different. Everyone is unique. Each of the fragrances are all great Arab perfumes. I hope that I've introduced you to some new things and some fragrances that you're considering picking up. For the price point, you guys, you can't miss, you know. Even if you got all 5, you tried them out, maybe one you don't like, you pass it off as a gift, you give it to your guy or your gal since they're unisex. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's just all wins, all W's across the board. All right, dolls, that is it. I hope that you've enjoyed my top 5 Arab perfumes and gotten some ideas, some hints, and loved me sitting here smelling myself and explaining to you what these smell like. But I hope that you pick them up. If you have any of these, comment below and let me know which ones you have, or if you have suggestions of other fragrances, Arab or Middle Eastern or whatever the case may be, drop those below. And until next time, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you dolls in the next one. Bye.
Video with duffels in my hands. I did half a sand, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light.